Hey everybody, it's SochiMochi. I am so sorry. I have no excuses. Per usual, I apologize about the AC. It is still a bit hot, but you know what? Maybe I can actually turn it off for a little bit while we're doing this voiceover. Oh my goodness. You guys, I'm so sorry. I thought I was going to be back much sooner, but things took such a wild turn. First, I was tired and I thought I should take a break before the start of the fall semester. And then I got COVID, so I was out of commission for a week. And here we are now, 3 weeks later. I'm so sorry. There's literally no excuses, but I'm here now. And you guys will be happy to know that I actually started playing the live inside of live mode a little more since I got the game back in 2014. I've only done, well, that's a lie. I do play in live mode sometimes, but very rarely. If we had to categorize the hours that I spend playing The Sims, 70% of it would be the time that I spend in build mode. But you know, there is a good 30% that I spend in live mode with my Sims. And I just clocked a few hours in live mode with my Sims. So what you're actually seeing me build right now is one of the the house that I built for my current household that I'm playing with. I must say, it does not look like that at the end. It looks very similar, but there's a lot of changes that I make to it. And I mean, it's not a lot of changes. It's not a lot of changes, okay? The only change, or I guess the biggest change that I did, was that I cut off the kitchen and made it a separate room. And that gave me more wall space that I needed to fit some other things in the house. But this is the house that I built for my Sims that I was playing with. And the the gag is that the Sims that were married, the Sims that were married and that had a child that were supposed to live in this house are actually divorced. But in hindsight, I came to find out that it might actually just be a glitch with the game where the Sims begin to randomly flirt with other Sims, and it's not like actually done on purpose. It's even if the Sim is not like flirty, they'll start flirting with other Sims. But I found that out once it was too late. So once the other Sim started to cheat, it went quickly to divorce, and that was the end of that. But you'll be happy to know that the other Sim is still in this house and is getting remarried. It's a very long story, and maybe I will do a short on their whole history, but maybe also not, because I do like keeping some of this stuff for myself. But yes, but even though they are divorced, I still wanted to share this build because I thought it looked really great. At the time, I thought it looked really great. And I given the fact that I have not been on this YouTube space for quite some time, I figured I should at least post something. And so that is why we have this build. It's just a lot of things going on, you guys, but I am in what I hope to be my last semester in my grad program. And I do want to make a mention of this since I just saw it, but the desk, oh boy, the desk was such a issue for me. I could not figure out where to put an office space for my sim in this house, which was so important because the mom is a writer and she is also the sim that is still living in that house. But I really, really, really needed a desk space, so I had to figure out how I was going to fit the desk, and that really actually ended up dictating the way that the rest of the house looked. In the beginning, I thought that the layout that I had come up with was going to be the final layout, but after closing the game, doing some soul searching, because that eventually comes for me when I do these builds, I end up having to do a little soul searching because I just don't like the way it's looking. I came up with the final design. So what you're seeing right now is pretty similar to what the final product is, but not quite. But as I said, I am hopefully, fingers crossed, what is going to be my last semester in this program. But you guys, you never know how things go. And given that I'm still working full time, I do worry about the semester, and my advisor was telling me that this is a pretty heavy course load, so suggesting that I split it again and that I wait till the spring of 2026 to graduate. But I didn't want to do that because I felt like it's not even that I feel like, I already feel so exhausted with this degree that I'm ready for it to be done. And so that is why I decided to cram 5 classes 5 classes this semester. But yes, so you guys, it's a lot of things that are happening, but hopefully I am back and I'm at 100%. I'm not gonna miss any more uploads because 3 weeks is kind of crazy, I must admit. 3 weeks is kind of crazy. But moving on, I quickly did the bathroom. Again, the bathroom is going to look pretty much the same. I'm just gonna change the wallpaper color and do a couple extra things. The nursery, you'll notice I put very very few things in there because the infants, they don't need much except that little playmat. They don't need much of anything else. They just need the little playmat, and I would say 2 sims, because when one sim gets tired, that second sim really comes in handy when it's time to feed them in the middle of the night, and making extra money while they're still, infants. So yeah, I mean, this video is 20 minutes long, and you get to briefly see the pictures of the sims who are now divorced. Oh my goodness. If it was meant to happen, honestly, if they were not meant to be divorced, I would have found out about this glitch a long time ago, and I would have tried to fix it my own way. But yeah, we're too far in now. She's getting remarried, so it is, it's okay. It's okay. The other sim is gonna find someone else. It will be fine. At this point in I guess in my life, I've played far enough for the infant to become a toddler. So the baby's now a toddler, and yeah, so we're slowly trucking along. But I did want to get this video out, and I also wanted to take a pause from playing so that I could build some other stuff, because what tends to happen with me when I start to play in live mode for too long, I start to get really bored, and in order to break up the monotony of playing the same day, because then it just starts to feel like real life again, I have to stop and start going back to my extreme building hours that I like to put in, and then I start to miss live mode a little bit, and that's when I go back, and that's when I start to have fun again. But yeah, so one last thing about the house is that I actually went for a darker color scheme, which I don't often do because I feel like it makes the house look kind of dreary. But this time I went ahead and gave it a bit of a darker color scheme, and I found that I did like that a lot better. So I think that in my next build, I'm probably going to go for another darker color scheme, probably like a bright outside and a darker wall color scheme with bright furniture again. But other than that, I apologize for the ums. See, now that I told you, you're not going to be able to unhear all the ums that I put in. And see, I'm trying not to say but I apologize for how rusty I am at doing these voiceovers. I feel like once you take a break, you start to forget how to do them. So I apologize for that. I am working on a handful of builds, and I hope to have them out in a timely manner and not another 6 weeks from this last upload. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. See, again, I'm so sorry. But I hope I'll get another video out soon, not in another month and a half. And I hope to see you in my next one. Bye.